Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me for Brian's post-game sports live. Well, as you can tell by the subheading and the description, the New York Knicks beat the San Antonio Spurs by the final score of 107 to 106. They won by 1 point by a tip in at the basket by OG Olanobi. Just in case you missed the first, second, third, and fourth, here's what happened. In the first quarter, the San Antonio Spurs had the lead. They led 41 to 22 by 19 points. In the second quarter, San Antonio led 35 to 27 by 8. And in the third quarter, the Knicks led 26 to 14 by 12 points. In the fourth quarter, the Knicks led 32 to 16 by 16 points, which they lead the series 3-1 in Game 4 at the NBA Finals. Here's just in case you missed what happened. Here's what happened. Here was the leading scorer for the New York Knicks. Jalen Brunson played 44 minutes. He scored 36 points, 12 of 25 from the field, 9 of 11 from the free throw line. From three-point range, he was 3 of 7. He grabbed 5 rebounds. He had 7 assists, 3 steals, 0 blocks, 3 turnovers, and was a plus 11. Leading rebounder, Karl Anthony Towns played 26 minutes. He had 10 rebounds, 8 defensive rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds. He had 13 points, 4 of 5 from the field. From three-point range, he was 1 of 1. From the free throw line, he was 4 of 4. He did grab 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 0 steals, 0 blocks, 3 turnovers, and a plus 17. Here was the leading scorer. Here's was the leading scorer for the San Antonio Spurs. Victor Wembanyama played 44 minutes. He had 24 points, 9 of 25 from the field, 4 of 7 from the free throw line, 2 of 8 from three-point range, 13 rebounds, 1 assist, 0 steals, 3 blocks, 0 turnovers, and was a plus 1. De'Aaron Fox played 37 minutes, had 18 points, 6 of 16 from the field. From three-point range, he was 4 of 9. From the free throws, he was 2 of 2. Rebounds, he had 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. He did turn the ball over 4 times, and he was a plus 1. Here's some of the team stats from the game. So we can see how both the Spurs lost and how the New York Knicks won this game. From field goal percentage, the San Antonio Spurs as a team was 36 of 68 in field goals. Field goals for the New York Knicks as a team, they were 36 of 78. Field goal percentage, the Spurs as a team were 41.9. Field goal percentage as a team for the Knicks, they were 46.2. 3-point percentage as a team, the Spurs were 17 of 43 in 3-point percentage. In three-pointers. As a team in three-pointers, the Spurs were 17 of 43. As a team in three-pointers for the New York Knicks, they were 15 of 32. 3-point percentage, the Spurs were 39.5 as a team in 3-point percentage. 3-point percentage for the New York Knicks as a team, they were 46.9. Free throws, as a team, the Spurs as a team shot 17 of 20 in free throws as a team. Free throws for the Knicks, they shot 20 of 28. Free throw percentage, the Spurs had more free throw percentage, 85.0 in free throw percentage as a team. As a team for the New York Knicks, they were 71.4 in free throw percentage. Total rebounds as a team, the Spurs have 42 total offensive rebounds as a team. Total offensive rebounds for the New York Knicks as a team, they all grabbed 39 as a team. Offensive rebound, the Spurs had, as a team, they had 12 offensive rebounds as a team. As a team for the New York Knicks, they only grabbed 8. Defensive rebounds, The defensive rebound battle, the New York Knicks won. They did have one more than the San Antonio Spurs. Defensive rebounds, the Spurs had 30 as a team in defensive rebounds. The Spurs had 30 as a team in defensive rebound. The Spurs had 31 defensive rebounds as a team. I mean, the New York Knicks had 31 defensive rebounds as a team. In assist, the Spurs had one more assist than the New York Knicks. As a team, the New York Knicks had 24 assists as a team. As a team from the New York Knicks, they had 23, one less as a team in assists as a team. And blocks, they both were dead even in blocks, with the San Antonio Spurs as a team having 4 blocks as a team. The New York Knicks have 4 blocks as well as a team. So not too much of a problem because they both were tied in that department. But steals, the San Antonio Spurs had more steals than the New York Knicks. As a team, the San Antonio Spurs had 10 assists as a team. As a team, for the New York Knicks, they had 6 as a team. Turnovers, the San Antonio Spurs had 3 more turnovers than the Spurs, 3 more turnovers than the New York Knicks. As a team, San Antonio Spurs had 11 turnovers as a team. The New York Knicks had 13 as a team, so they didn't turn the ball over as much. The Knicks did have more turnovers. Sorry, the Knicks had more turnovers. Spurs only had 11 as a team. The Knicks had 13 as a team in turnovers. Points off for turnovers. The Spurs had way more points off for turnovers than the Knicks. The Spurs had 24 points off for turnovers as a team. The Spurs, as points off for turnovers for the Spurs, were 11. Fast break points. The Spurs, as a team, and fast break points had 12, less than the New York Knicks as a team. The New York Knicks had 13 fast break points as a team. Points in the paint. The Spurs had less points in the paint than the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks do have a lot of size. So, Spurs fans, we have to, as San Antonio Spurs fans, they have a lot of size, and that's causing problems for Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama, let's face it, and I mean this I don't mean this in a disrespectful way by any means. The man is relatively skinny. If you look from the foot on up, this man is skinny. Now, he has put on some girth. He has put on some muscle. Yes, he did do that in the offseason, people. But he's still relatively skinny. And the New York Knicks have big bodies on the other end they can throw at Victor Wembanyama, which is causing problems. So, in fast break and points in the paint, the Spurs had 28 points in the paint as a team. The New York Knicks, as a team, they had 34 points in the paint. Points per possession, the Spurs did have more points per possession than the New York Knicks. They had 1.12 points per possession. Knicks had 1.10 points per possession. Personal fouls, they both were dead even in personal fouls, with the Spurs as a team committing 21 fouls, and as a team for the New York Knicks, they also had 21 fouls. Lead changes. It's mind-blowing. It's confusing me because the Spurs did have a big lead. I mean, they did had a really big lead in this game, and they came back and they lost it. But this is interesting to me because the lead changes, San Antonio led by a big margin. As a team, San Antonio Spurs had 29 lead changes as a team. As a team for the New York Knicks, they only have 1. So that just shows how they blew this game because they did lead in some statistic categories. But the New York Knicks, having Jalen Brunson on the other end, causing all sorts of problems because now the team has to focus more on Jalen Brunson because once you get him going, that causes a lot of problems in your defense. So I'm just hoping in game 5, when it's shipping back to San Antonio now, and we can see because they did lose the first 2 games at home. The Spurs did to the Knicks. I'm not really a San Antonio Spurs fan, but I am rooting for them to win in this finals against the New York Knicks. Statistically, I am a Lakers fan. Statistically, I'm a big Lakers fan. I just like the San Antonio Spurs because of Victor Wembanyama. I like De'Aaron Fox. I also like Jalen Brunson, but I'm picking the Spurs to win. Yes, I know Knicks. I know Knick fans. You're mad. You're saying boo, boo, Brian. You're choosing the Spurs. Boo, Brian. Granted, boo me all you want, but I still love the San Antonio Spurs to win this. We're gonna have our difference of opinion on this. So, but I went over longer than I anticipated. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already yet, please subscribe to the channel. This is Brian, Post Game Sports Live. You guys have a great night. Until we meet again next time. Bye.